I have chosen to examine a common interpretation of Macbeth being a tragic hero through the eyes of a Shakespearean literary critic. Through this literary criticism, I hope to demonstrate exactly why Macbeth does not exemplify the characteristics of a tragic hero. Good morrow. I desire thee art valorous. I am here to offer mine own opinion about a playeth thee might knoweth. 'Tis called Macbeth. Shakespeare's play of Macbeth is one where the main character, Macbeth, is normally portrayed as a tragic hero, as thou might know. I know it is quite a difficult task to claim that Macbeth is not a tragic hero, because most people view the influence of the witches and the old hags, and Lady Macbeth's manipulation of her husband as external factors that cloud his sense of judgment and cause his vaulting ambition to take over. However, by me definition, a tragic hero is one who evokes feelings of pity, empathy, and has the audience sympathizing with them. They also exemplify the concept of hamartia, or missing the mark. This means that the hero has often made a bad decision or miscalculation, typically with good intentions, as a result of poor reasoning. For example, in another of Shakespeare's works, Romeo and Juliet, the protagonists could have probably come up with a better plan as opposed to their planned suicide, if they weren't so caught up in their own passion. Many people who discuss tragedy often mention the hero's fatal or tragic flaw. However, methinks that Shakespeare's character, Macbeth, did not have one fatal or one tragic flaw. He did not make these decisions based on good intentions, and generally fails to draw sympathy from the audience due to the extremes he goes to in his serial killing. Therefore, Macbeth does not exemplify the characteristics of a tragic hero because he had the ability to make his own decisions and was not solely controlled by an external force. In the daily occurrences of life, people always have to make decisions, and methinks that Macbeth should have chosen his opinions more wisely in lieu of the impending outcomes. In the initial parts of the play, the prophecies appear to come true almost instantaneously when Macbeth is named as the Thane of Cawdor. As a reader, methinks, why could he simply not recognize the coincidence with his recent military achievements? For instance, our dear Banquo is not surprised by the witch's claim as he wonders, "Why do you start and seem to fear?" This inquiry hath a subtle, suspicious tone. Banquo cannot figure out why Macbeth seems so perturbed over something that would have happened in any case. This thereby helps supports the theory that even Banquo knows Macbeth would have received the honor anyway. As shown after the prophecy, Macbeth would have received the title of Thane of Cawdor in any case. He defeated the reigning king through a gruesome battle, and therefore it's only natural for him to receive the crown. There are no supernatural elements necessary for this to occur. Macbeth's actions throughout the play are not solely controlled by an external force. A part in Act 1, Scene 4, helps to convey this. "The Prince of Cumberland, that is a step, on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be, which the eye fears when it is done to see." Thou can see hither that Macbeth himself knows his intentions are bad, but he still refuses to stop. He describes his ambitions as black and deep. The words themselves have such a negative connotation that as a reader, one wonders why he didn't stop himself from muttering the king right here. Once he learns that King Duncan has named Malcolm the Prince of Cumberland and heir to the crown of Scotland, Macbeth isn't content to wait around for chance to intervene. He decides that he must take action, or leap the obstacles in his path to the throne. He had the choice to refrain from killing Duncan, and moreover, he has the prophecy itself behind him. Methinks the prophecy should have given him faith in his upcoming coronation, and should have not compelled him to murder the king. His very killing of Duncan, based on his overwhelming lust for power, contradicts his actions later on in the play of the idea of the prophecy doing the work for him. In Act 5, whenever Macduff appears to kill Macbeth, Macbeth brushes off Macduff's cries of revenge, saying, "Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born." His trust in the prophecy is blind at this point. Macbeth clings, against all apparent evidence, to the notion that he will not be harmed because he is protected by this inclement prophecy. Even Birnam Wood has already advanced upon his kingdom at this point. And methinks Macbeth ceased to be a sympathetic hero once he made the decision to kill Duncan. He did it solely for personal ambition and endangered many people in the process of procuring this title. By the end of the play, he has become so morally repulsive that his death comes as a powerful relief. Methinks his ambition and bloodlust must be checked by virtue for order and form to be restored to the sound and fury of human existence. In addressing the idea of redemption, methinks that Macbeth does not redeem himself, simply because at this point, this man is too far gone to actually feel the fruits of his actions. He is numb to even his wife's death. How doth one forget to mourn their own lover? Such blasphemy. Methinks he doesn't express any guilt. He only expresses an acceptance of the deeds that he has performed. Macbeth as a play is considered to be a tragedy or a play based upon one's suffering. However, unlike other tragedies, Macbeth concludes in spite of himself, and there are no forces of good that ultimately correct all of the evil that he has unleashed. I desire yon thee did enjoy mine own dram opinionated presentation. Farewell.